Ciao pizza, I'm back. Sorry for this weird ass intro, but I gathered so many informations for this event. It's nuts. Okay, let's just get into it. The video is gonna be long, so get prepared. I'm gonna basically include all the info you need, a lot of teams that I found that are gonna be very useful, and moreover, in the next few days, I'm gonna include extra videos of the runs that I will do just for fun with the 60 stamina, and in the end a complete wrap up and what's going to be my strategy for the event and what I advise you doing. So before starting, event start times, most important part, which is right here basically. So as you can see, the event itself, the round 1 is going to start May 28th to June 2nd, and this is going to be the only focus of this video. We're just going to focus on this one single part of the event. Round 2 is going to include basically treasure mode Kaido, and we will have to grab stuff like donuts and meat, but whatever, we don't care. That's weird, but oh well. So aside from the rewards, aside from everything, I don't care about that. You can find that on Reddit, everywhere else. That's like, okay, rewards are nice, whatever. What do we care about? Basically, we care about how do you choose a team, and what team you should choose and how you should play it. Like, what do they do? So basically, first thing first, the teams are the same and they have two difficulties, a 40 stamina and a 60 stamina. The 40 stamina difficulty is the easier one and rewards you 7 points. We'll go into details later. And 60 stamina ones is the other one and rewards 10 points per run. So just by seeing this, the 40 stamina one is more stamina efficient in the long run and gem efficient. And since we have an insane Sugo coming up, I think 40 stamina is the best one, but I will talk about that later in details. Also, you will find timestamps around like during the whole video in the comments or in the description, so don't worry. So basically, you gain these points on the team of your choice to get ranking rewards. So basically, as it states, it means that you can fight both of them, like Aokiji and Akainu. You can fight both of them, but the one team that's going to be chose as your team, like the one that you picked, is the team that you have the higher amount of clears on, basically. It says easy as that. Like, you have 20 clears on Luffy, 19 on Katakuri, then you're the team that defeats Luffy, so in that case, Team Katakuri, the one that clears the most. So you can basically rank for both of them and then grab the rewards for the winning side. I suppose the winning side is going to be Luffy, well, basically Katakuri, but the one that fights Luffy, just because of how many people just start with the idea, okay, I'm gonna fight Luffy, as you saw from the Reddit polls that I have saved that I might show later. I don't know, like I hope I remember. There's so many things, it's nuts. But basically, we also will have 5 gems from each of these clears, which is so good. So, like, well, actually, yeah, 5 from this and 5 from this, which is the best thing ever. And basically, when you clear these two islands, these two sets of 5 islands, you will have to enter with a specific support. As an example, if you're going to Cracker, you need to enter with Nami. If you're going to Brûlé, with Chopper, and so on. And if you clear all of this, you will unlock 60 stamina Katakuri and 60 stamina Luffy. Now, aside from the fact that you want to fight 40 or 60, I suggest you go in, because these are easy, like 40 stamina raids, so like fairly easy, like raid Miyok, and at the same time give you a juicy gem. And also, if you're struggling at the very end of the event and you need those points, you can go for a last struggle and go for the 10 points run, so for the 60 stamina, just in case. Furthermore, the most important part, Sabotage versus Flambe, that happens between May 31st and June 1st. For those of you that are in Europe like me, it's basically early June 1st, like 4 a.m. in the morning, but you don't need to fret about that, because there will be 2 different quests for earning face-off points, and this gives 20 points, and each quest is available to play for 30 minutes at a time of your choosing during the event period. So basically, you started, and the moment you start, it's 30 minutes. And it says it's going to be 2 different quests, so I don't know if it means that there's one that gives you points for Katakuri and one for Luffy, and basically you can play whichever you want, or both of them even, and grab like points for both of them if you're ranking on both sides, or basically just means you can do Luffy twice or Katakuri twice. But I suppose it's two different ones. And yeah, that's basically for round one. And now we're gonna go into the list. So these are all the details you find in game. I'm sorry if I like, I don't know, went too fast onto them, but there's so many things to say that it's just nuts. So here's the list of boosted units, and credits to Timino23 onto Reddit for making it. It's very good, and it shows you basically that all these units are only stats boosted, not cooldown boosted. Why so? Well, basically because we have the ship that makes all your specials maxed, and we can take a lot, like we can take serious advantage from this. Like as an example, exploiting Colosseum Kid in the teams that allow you to clear stage 1 and stage 2 of basically Luffy and Katakuri as fast as you can. Basically you just tap twice and you got them, and then you're already into Brule, since we need no stall at all. That's I think one of the key things for winning in the end, especially on Flambe. On Flambe I'll go into more details in another video most probably, but basically Flambe has some problems in the fact that she has preemptives even on the stages of fathers. Like her fathers do shit, except for stage 4 if I remember correctly. Every like stage 2, stage 3, and then stage 5 consequently, they all have a preemptive. So Kid, as you guys know, doesn't go through preemptive. Like he loses a turn, and that can be surprisingly annoying. So we will, like on Brule, I will like before going into Brule, I will think about it like 20 times, because if you can squeeze 30 runs, well, it's unrealistic. But if you can squeeze 20 runs of Brule in the 30 minutes, 20 runs is very realistic considering the loading times, which means basically 1 minute per run. That's gonna be key to grabbing like easy points, because she's also 30 stamina if I remember correctly. So you're also halving your stamina cost and doubling the points you earn for that day. So that's a really key to a victory. So here's the boost list. Like you just look around while I talk for a few seconds before we go into the teams I made and all the stages breakdown. That, by the way, ultimately I will also include in the runs that I will do with the teams I suggest you guys, because I also want to show you how to clear and how to win with those teams, that I also uploaded on Nakama Network that you can check. Support all the creators in the community that do an insane job for this game. Like seriously, we have so many amazing tools. Now, yeah, like I said earlier, the team, I have everything written so that I don't forget stuff. Sorry if I'm super serious in this video. So the team that you choose to fight for is the one that you have the most clear zone, but the opposite, right? So if you team Katakuri, it means you'll kill the Luffy the most. Keep that in mind before we go in. So obviously things can change on the day of the thing. I might leave a comment in here and be like, hey guys, this changed or these other things changed, because a lot of things we're taking from the JP version and are not 100% sure about global, but it should be all the same. Now, one thing that's going to be super important to victory that I prepared specifically for the video, how to deactivate support. So basically, oh yeah, obviously it's under the, okay. So basically, entering any sort of stage, then go into options, and you have the classic music, sound effects, and voice, and now you have support animation. It's normally on, you just click off, and basically it's off. I didn't see a PSA already, but whatever. I just thought that, hey guys, you can deactivate it. It's not in the normal options. If you just go on options in other, you cannot do that. You gotta do it from a battle. Okay, now I think, okay, let's go to the point system now. This is so, it's nuts. It's nuts. Yes, this shows. Okay, here's my thing where I have everything written. So the point system, it's like this. 10 stamina fights are 1 point, just don't do them. It's useless. 20 stamina again, 30 again. The 31 are basically though the ones that, these are, by the way, are points on JP. It might even be that 60 stamina on global becomes 15 points, and then at that point 60 stamina is the best one to farm. If that's the case, we're gonna find out day one. Just check Reddit before starting. That's what I can advise the most. Check Reddit, guys, and then start playing, or check different Discords. By the way, Discord link in the description. But yeah. So 40 stamina fights, which are the ones that are readily available, there's Luffy Katakuri, are the ones that give 7 points. And as things are right now, are the most stamina efficient, gem efficient. but not time efficient, obviously. But unless you're going for top 200 or I don't even top 500 on one of them, I don't see why you should go for 60 stamina, which is also definitely harder. It's only for like players who have a very good character box or who pull Snakeman and Katakuri, which makes this stage definitely easier. 60 stamina fights, again, the hardest one, 10 points, and then 30 stamina flambe, or flambe, whatever. It's 20 points, and it's unlockable for 30 minutes on random days. Well, this was the old info on JP, now we know that's on May 31st to June 1st. Now, the stage breakdown. This one you will see also that this is I all like gathered info. So before we go in, I want to show you guys what's the stage like. So basically, stage 1 and stage 2 is gonna be 4 mobs plus an elder and 5 mobs plus an elder. The elder turtle was usually int, just like the 2 bosses, because the stages, by the way, are completely the same. It doesn't change anything. The only thing that can change on both, it's a special spawn, like I wrote here, where there's a flambe that reduces your cooldown. But I don't even know if it's gonna be on global since we have the max cooldown ships, whatever. But yeah, these two you would like perfect condition. You would go in with Kid and destroy them, but not every team is gonna be strong enough to have Kid or even have a striker shooter leader. Capone is a good choice for that. Stage 3. Now, you have 3 mobs plus Brule. Brule, it's where, like, already can get annoying for, well, some, obviously, people that just started out. So, Brule is in type. She has 1.4 mil HP, which is not too big. The 3 mobs have low HP. She does 6k attack when above 50% and attacks every 2 turns. But she has a preemptive 70% HP cut, so just say already goodbye to your HP. No debuff for 99 turns, and then she applies a burn, which is a very important thing for this. Can be very annoying. It's gonna last 2 turns, so basically the whole time you're on Brule, you're gonna be burned unless you let her attack, but you don't want that after a 70% HP cut. And she's gonna burn you for 2k per perfect hit, which is super annoying. And then the most important part, if she's below 50% HP on the turn she attacks, she will counter all the damage inflicted to her up to that point, which is basically deadly. Yeah, I mean, you don't want that. But these preemptives can be heavily exploited by Katakuri or by Striker Whitebeard, which I didn't prepare a team for yet because I want to like realistically test it and see if it's even worth to try. Because I mean, you're gonna use the max cooldown ship, and you're gonna start at full HP. So the first 2 turns, unless you sub in Call a Kid, are gonna be very annoying. And from stage 3 on, you're gonna be able to do some serious damage. But even then, I don't know if by removing a slot to include Colo Kid and make stage 1 and 2 faster, you can actually clear the whole thing with the rest 5, and you will see why, because it gets a bit annoying. So stage 4 is Luffy or Katakuri, and they're both Dex, so green, and they have 3.5 million HP, which can be annoying for a few teams if you don't have a booster for this stage. They do 8k damage and attack every turn, so you don't want to kill them turn 1. They're alone, by the way, and have a lot of preemptives. First preemptive, 90% HP cut on top of the 70% one, so you're going to be very low on HP. It's going to have 1 hit Great Barrier for 3 turns, so the first hit you're going to do in the chain is going to be a Great, which can be annoying for units like Sanji, V2 Sanji. A 99 turns anti-debuff, so yeah, every debuff, basically, debuff. Shuffle into all badly matching, so it's gonna give you all badly matching orbits. You wanna have something that counters that, if possible, included in the captain ability already, or you will see how you are mostly gonna go around this. On death, very important, is gonna deal 4k damage, but like vanilla 4k. So if you have socket damage reduction built in the captain, you can reduce this. But it's a 4k that's heavily important after the 70% you get, and you heal basically once or maybe twice, considering that you hit no perfects on Brule, and sometimes you're gonna hit a perfect. If you're not too, well, I'm never gonna, because I can never hit perfects, but yeah. And yeah, and then just once on him. So realistically, you get a 3k backup, which should make you survive most of the time. So you should not need a damage reducer. But consider bring a damage reducer or at the end of the turn healer, because important, if you heal, interruption, clear all buffs, and extra 90% cut. So basically you just like, fuck you, just die. So yeah, you don't want that to happen. Now, get him, like, considering that you kill him, you enter the boss stage where there is a Luffy or Katakuri that becomes int during the stage, but they're both int, so purple. They have 9 million HP, 12k attack every turn, plus other shit that you do when attack. So, by the way, this is a stage and this is another one. It's not like there's a boss stage with both of them. There's Luffy or Katakuri. I want that to be clear. So he has an anti-delay for 99 turns. Just delay. You can poison. You can cut the defense for some, you know, conditional boosters, etc. The def up 5 turns. It's not too crazy. Like, yeah, maybe your first attack in a chain is not going to do damage, but then you can build up, like, definitely easy. 2 specials per turn limit, and that's going to be very annoying. And then this one that a lot of teams are going to struggle because of just this alone. All orbs shuffle, oh no, not this one. All orbs are shuffle STR Psy, but furthermore, STR Psy orbs count as badly matching for 2 turns. So to counter this, mainly you want to have somebody like Judge, who changes all orbs to a different color regardless of everything, so basically makes everything int. And then his subs can have like int count as matching, or something that boosts some specific covers and makes them matching, like Nekomamushi special, but for 2 or more turns. Because if it's 2 turns, you're gonna enter with 1 turn still remaining, so he can't apply the debuff, and then both your buff and his debuff are gonna basically cancel out, and you have nothing. You just have the STR Psy orbs on that you can use at your advantage, obviously, knowing that they're all gonna be shuffled to those 2 colors, with just some sailors or captain ability. Now, turn 2, after he attacks, so he attacks you for 12k, and then applies a turn of paralysis plus an extra 10% HP cut. Then the second turn, after it deals 12k again, he puts up a turn damage threshold, which basically makes him unkillable. So what you want to do, again, just one-shot him as soon as you enter, also because you want this to be fast clears, so you definitely want that. Important, if he attacks under and he's under 20% HP, he deals 100k, which is basically deadly in most cases. Now, I compiled a list of all the units you can use, even non-boosted ones, but basically team necessities. You need 9 million damage to int in a single turn. You need to be able to deal with burn, so able to kill with grates, so enough damage that you can heal Bray with grates, so you don't need a burn remover. An end of turn heal like log ace, or high pinch heal recovery, pinch heal or recovery afterwards, just to tank Luffy. Now, an opposite orb matching on captain or as sailors, because, you know, Luffy on stage 4 is going to turn everything into badly matching, and that's already annoying. And then a 2 special full package, or a way to basically kill, like with 2 you need to use 2 special stage 5 and need to be able to do the time million. You want to have units that do the most amount of things in one package. And then, yet again, an Orb's Doom, a removal, or basically a resistance, which means basically what I just explained, some way to work around that Orb's Doom, the making STR Psy badly matching. You don't want that to be applied to you. Most cases, it kills you. Snakeman obviously just doesn't give a shit, it just goes through that completely, but whatever. So here's a big-ass list. I'm gonna type in the details or in the comments. Basically, all the burn removers, even like in the one with a little star, are the boosted ones, obviously. And then there's also a list of non-boosted ones that can definitely be used, since you're just losing 1.2 times stats, which, unless it's a like super effective color wise, you're not gonna lose much. But yeah, this was it for all the details. Now we go into the teams and what was my reasoning behind the teams and what you could do to to make better teams. Jesus. this is insane. Sorry if I don't do cuts or anything, because it's just so much to to compile all in one. Okay, no, not this one. This one. Okay, so teams, well, yeah, and also Google Chrome. We're gonna use both of them together. So here's where I show basically the damage of like a version of the team that could be. So basically, here's a double V2 Sanji. G4 is so useful in this. I'm so glad. Garp Sengoku, whatever, the int dex, it's the same. Marco is just there as a damage reducer, and Sabo is just there in case, like, for an extra boost. So basically, what's the reasoning behind this team as an example? So you enter stage 4, and you get badly matching, right? You use G4 Luffy, and Luffy is gonna give you 3 turns of basically all color orbs. Most color orbs count as matching for 3 turns. So given that you can one-shot, one-shot the Luffy at 3.5 mil on stage 4, then you'll be able to enter stage 5 and not take the debuff. That's like basically what you want to happen. And what I would do is on stage 4, on my personal case, I would use Sabo, and then Sengoku Garp on stage 5, and that alone, as you can see here, it's just consider Monkey D. Luffy Gear 4, and dual unit Admiral Sengoku, and basically ideal 13.394 without considering the boost on the 2 Sanjis, which are the only ones boosted in here, yeah. But without considering the boost, the 1.2 boost on the Sanjis, I do 13.394 million, which is definitely nuts. Now, as you can see here, I already posted on Nakama Network. As I said earlier, support all the content creators for the community. So subscribe to the channels, like, whatever, like, follow, use the platforms, like any type of creator. So yeah, as here, I like it more because you can, like, it looks cleaner and all that. So basically double Sanji, and it also works with a Sabo, both places, obviously. G4 or even timeskip Luffy, but obviously you would prefer to have the 6+ version, so he can be Psy. And well, yeah, Sengoku Garp, it's pretty crucial for this because he attacks and overboosts at the same time. It's just too good. Then you have, keep in mind that he's gonna remove the effect of G4, by the way, so keep that in mind. It's gonna be very annoying. Like, seriously, the whole thing is so annoying. So here you can have burn removers, and the only one is a rare recruit Kamiya for fighters, or a damage reducer, that's fighter, basically STR Marco like I had, which is also gonna be your last hitter on G4 Luffy on stage 4, and then here an STR fighter beat stick basically for the stage 4 or the Sabo. That if you have him, it's gonna be so great on stage 4 because mainly you can even include Marco, but as you know on stage 4 you cannot heal because mainly you will not be able to heal the 2 Sanji, to be able to use the 2 Sanji specials ever, because you will always be under 50% HP unless you pack in rare recruit Int Eva. Use her on stage 4 and basically enter stage 5 with 50% HP maybe, but regardless it's very annoying. That's why Sanji is at times rated lower, because he has that shitty thing that his special is at 50%. So you want damage reduction, auto heal, and here I compiled a specific guide. I'm gonna post it in the link in the description just because I don't want to read every single guide that I already made. And in the end I'm also gonna add a video right here, so don't worry. Once I do it. So yeah, well, basically I'm just gonna read this one, I guess. So you take 2 turns to kill Brule, because you gotta hit grades and hit the least amount of perfects, maybe just 1 with Sanji, I guess, unless you can recover the burn. And also in the end, yeah, the only one available is Psy Kamiya, so I don't think a lot of you guys are gonna have it. Stage 4, use gear for Luffy and your damage reducer if your HP are less than 4k. If you find yourself never needing damage reducer, just bring some more fighting utility, like a second attack or booster. As an example, I have Sabo. With full matching, you'll do more than enough damage with no problems, but you can use Garp Sengoku's Witch just in case. Keep in mind that if you use Witch Garp Sengoku, they're gonna give you a small attack boost. So I mean, honestly, you're gonna have more than enough. Stage 5. Thanks to G4, you always have guaranteed full matching. By just using Garp Sengoku special, will do 40 million damage to the boss, killing him easily. Keep in mind that he's going to shuffle everything to STR Psy, which are mostly going to be matching. Also consider Colo Opera as a good sub, because he makes STR matching for fighters, which are basically going to guarantee you full matching, because half of your team is Psy already. So yeah, here as an example, you can put Colo Opera. It's going to be an S edition, or instead of STR Marco. At this point, I think I'm going to run that. Just realized. If you want, you can sub Legend Marco, heal, and then use one of the Sanjis instead. Since it's only stage 4, then it interrupts you on heal. And exactly that too. You can remove Garp Sengoku, put Marco, heal up, use Sanji, because you used only those 2, nothing else. You should be able to clear with no problem. It's a 2.25 times 1.5, which is very similar to 1.75 times 1.75. And that's it for the Sanji one. It's gonna be crazy, I told you. So, second one, this one I really like. It's Katakuri double. Obviously, well, on Nakama Network, you will see the possible changes. So, double Katakuri. Sabo again. Sabo is such a good unit for this, but it's not necessary. Don't worry. I'll never do like things that just one dude. It's all you need, and that's it. Boa, Richu Boa, surprisingly useful again, but she's not the only one. Again, Nami, she's basically a multi-stage booster, and if you can get Flambe, which is also 1.5 booster, and is Psy, she's gonna be the best option. But I don't know if you're gonna pull before or after. Personally, I will pull after the event, like the round 1. Well, during the last part of round 1, because the last one is June 2nd, so yeah. Because I want to get as many gems as possible since I'm not at 410 yet, sadly. And then Colo Pedro for an affinity boost. But now I'll show you. Like, see, here you can see the damage 10.2 mil. And it's not considering that Colo Pedro is boosted and the two categories are 1.5 boosted. Pedro is 1.2. So, yeah, it's like the categories get a second ship, basically. And Pedro gets a 1.2 boost on his already like affinity damage. I didn't even put Candy in most of the people. Anyway, like mostly your boss are gonna have it. But Boa is boosted only once. But anyway. Jesus. Okay, so here we have it. I always include the Marigo as a ship on here. I just realized, but basically it's the anniversary Marigo. So just as you guys know, Korean anniversary. So yeah, double Katakuri, you can also use a friend Snakeman, I mean double Snakeman too at that point, but I don't know why you would use this team. There's better ones. I'll show some example of Snakeman later, obviously, just in case you pulled him earlier. So double Katakuri, Sabo or Rayleigh, they're basically gonna do you the same thing in this team. They're gonna help you the same ways. Then there's V2 Boa or Gotti, which do the same thing, except Gotti does it better. Gotti gives you an extra turn of the buff that he gives. But they do the same. They make all color orbs matching, which is going to be very helpful. So Boa cancels the effect because she just gives you 2 turns. So you're just not going to get the debuff. Gotti gives you his buff. Now, if you use a Snakeman friend, the problem of Boa or Gotti goes away, and you can sub in Nico Robin to have an extra cerebral because she's double boosted by Katakuri, to have a damage reduction on stage 4. And yeah, well, basically just a better unit all around. And also boosted by the attack boost from Nami in the end. Now here, you can sub Nami or Flambe, like I said earlier. So use Nami stage 4 and then stage 5 you have the boost. Or this Aokiji. That was like, wait, what? That's on the database. It's the limited rare recruit. And also there's Colo Pedro. Now, one thing that I never consider in this strategy is that if you do more than 2 mil Katakuri delays, and you could basically just use turn 2, use a Katakuri and kill. I never wrote that in any guides ever on Katakuri teams and Katakuri teams that I kept for myself that I want to test afterwards, just because I don't know. I'm not sure. Once it's released, I will test and I'll let you guys know here on YouTube or on my stream at, well, twitch.tv/TheParallel. Go check them out. and yeah, if that works, Katakuri is even safer in the long run, because a lot of times I see myself hitting a great, especially if we go for an all-night farm, which I'm already like crying thinking about. But yeah, so yeah, basically that's quite important to consider. But we will have an answer later on, because as I told you guys, turn 1 he attacks and then gives you 1 turn paralysis and 10% HP cut. I do not know if he still gives you the 10% paralysis and 1% and the 1 turn paralysis and 10% HP cut, or if he's under 20%, he just deals 100k and GG. Because I don't know if it's on attack or if it's once 1 turn has elapsed. Nobody was like, I checked on game with, nothing was very specific on the matter, so I want to be more sure. And there's also Call Opera here that can do basically the same job as Pedro plus Sabo if he's max limit broken and if he's alone, or you can just do Sabo Call Opera and it's basically gonna work just like Pedro. But Pedro is also boosted, so mainly it's the same. Like, I don't know why you would use a rare recruit, right? Just to be fancier, I suppose. But yeah, here's a complete rundown, breakdown, guide, whatever you want to call it. Here's my streams. I will add a video. There's also Jix I'm always commenting as usual. But yeah, I'm not gonna read into it. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, if I committed any mistakes, please let me know in the comments. I'm tremendous, like I'm super sorry about it. Consider that I worked the whole freaking day on this. So yeah, it could be that I missed some details, that on global something's gonna be different. So please don't blame me. Just let me know where I did a mistake. I'm gonna fix it and I'm gonna help the whole community better. So next team. I should do damage first. This one I'm super duper proud of because he uses 6-star Sengoku and it works. So it deals 9 mil without considering Candy or Nami, and without considering that the two Judge are 1.2 boosted, plus Pedro and Smoothie are just placeholders. You can run a lot of things instead of them, not anything, not like just like bit sticks, but a lot of things. And instead of Sengoku too, you could potentially run Legend Nekomamushi that has an iron attack, 6+ Shanks, and a few others that I'm missing right now. I don't have it top of mind, but Sengoku is better. Yeah, I said it. Well, for this specific case, because he has a silver ability that makes int matching for the whole crew, for the whole team. And Judge just shuffles everything to int. While Nekomamushi and Shanks are selfish, like int just for themselves. So yeah, basically just for that, Sengoku should help you more. Let's just say so. But yeah, let me show you on. But yeah, this is the damage. Like I said, it's not considering a lot of things. So yeah, like this. Okay. So here you can use double Judge or a Judge Snakeman. It's gonna work just fine. Obviously do the proper correction if you do Judge Snakeman, but you should have no problem since Snakeman is a rainbow booster. Like if you put Snakeman instead of the Smoothie, you can run something else like an extra Psy unit, and at that point it's just insanely easier. So Sengoku is here. You can use a Psy Beat Stick. Like I specify in the details, Psy Beat Stick means somebody that has a sailor that makes int matching for themselves. Because at first I was trying to run Clash Ambush Sengoku. Yeah, my dog is here and he's annoying. Okay, Ambush Sengoku. And Ambush Sengoku is so good because he boosts orbs by 2 times for 3 turns. So you can use him on stage 4, exploit him on stage 4, and then enter stage 5 with Orb Boost Steal. But the problem is that once you shuffle with Judge, there was no other Psy unit that would help me do that, except Sengoku himself if I run Snakeman Friend. But if you run Snakeman Friend, then you don't need Ambush Sengoku anymore. So I wrapped my head around it and I was like, yeah, this is the best version. And Nami makes it all better and possible. You could easily run Pedro here, and if you have, I don't know, like any other unit that for 3 turns boosts your orbs, that's quick or STR, then be my guest. But this is the example I'm presenting, and I think this will work just fine. I will do it around myself. Here, one of these two can be a burn remover if you don't feel confident on stage 3, mainly because Judge is very weak if you don't have matching orbs. It's just like 2.25, but very strong when you do. It's like 3.9, so it's very weird to use. Like nowadays, it can be hard. But since you have the minor boost over here, it's gonna be nice. Also, Nami is boosted if I remember correctly, so that's gonna help more. Or Pedro if you put him. So yeah, but Nami is definitely like the expensive sub in here, and it can be problematic for some people. I hope not for you guys. So important. So I'm going to Psy Beat Stick and make in orbs matching for the team, which is a requirement for any other Psy Beat Stick you will utilize. An example, Psy Nekomamushi Legend can do it for at least himself. I won't do with a breakdown on this one. Check it out yourself, or I'll take way too long. So let me pop up teams again. Okay, now the shooter. I have 2 versions with the damage. They both work, because you gotta also extra add the boosts. So here's a Frankie Capone, which I think a lot of people will be able to run this kind of setup. Kuma is just a bit stick basically. Put anybody that is boosted, any rare recruit that you have that can be helpful, any other shooter legend that side that can be helpful. Or double Capone obviously works better. So yeah, like you have Margaret, you exploit her. Capone 2 times attack booster, and then Lucci is just GG. Like you just do too much damage in the end. There's a lot of things that I'm not considering in here, but oh well. You do. By the way, here with this one, you do more damage most probably. Like here I did 200k more with the normal Frankie without going in the Shogun, but be careful. But you're doing 1 million extra without considering the boost, so you should be super safe. So on Nakama Network. So yeah, as you can see here, you want to do a Frankie Capone or Capone Capone. You never want to do Frankie Frankie. Yeah, you never want to do Frankie Frankie. You would prefer Frankie Capone or Capone Capone or Capone Frankie. But yeah, I think Frankie Capone is the most realistic one for everyone. Now, Gotti is the best version. Boa is the other one, but it is Psydo, so keep that in mind. Because if you don't run Boa, you run Gotti, and you don't run a Psy one, like you don't want to run Lucci, obviously. Margaret is the Orb Booster. Now you have also these two units. You're like, wait, what the frick did you do, Para? They make SDR orbs count as matching, so they can be very helpful on stage 5 if you don't have Gotti, if you run Boa. Gotti is going to be the best addition here, and then here you could run Boa, basically, or any other Psy beatstick. Yeah, this one doesn't really need an explanation, it's pretty straightforward. I think now you kind of understood what you gotta do for this. Stage 4, you're also going to have an orb boost, and the badly matching orbs, Capone is going to help a lot because he makes Psy matching by himself. So you just need a sailor that makes SDR matching, I guess. Or somebody that can shuffle, like Frankie. Because you have one attack boost free. So stage 4, you can already do one attack boost or boost. And stage 5, you just have basically to pop Affinity and the other attack boost. So that's pretty straightforward, pretty nice. Teams-wise, I think we're basically done. We have this free-to-play one that I didn't post on Nakama Network because I want to be exclusive for the video. But is obviously very similar to the ones Inigami posted, and I want to also check if I can do more once we have the units up. Basically, you're exploiting a friend Snakeman, which is, I mean, obviously, it should be quite common once he drops, because it's guaranteed. That's the whole concept. But you never know, especially for a fully play guy, you're maybe not going to have a lot of good friends in your friend list. And well, then I just post a double Snakeman. I'll just quickly show it here. It just destroys. You can do it like immensely better. Just put anything in here because it's not considering the boosters. Like Flambe is 1.5, the just Snakeman are 1.5, and everybody else is 1.2. This team is just gonna fucking destroy everything. But yeah, and same for double Katakuri. Like I just even put Raid Fujita in there just to show you. Yeah, you don't need much. You're just gonna destroy these two guys on 60 stamina. But at the very end, I want to add, we're gonna go back to the block node, I guess. I want to add that in my opinion, the best, yeah, I'll just stay on teams, I guess. Yeah, looks cleaner. In my opinion, 40 stamina is going to be the best one, and then 30 stamina is going to be the one you want to farm the most. But definitely expect an extra video in next few days, on which I explain the strategy I'm gonna apply once it drops, and then several videos of my runs that, like, without commentary, I'm just gonna post the run with the name of the team, just to make it simpler. But yeah, I don't want to clog this video anymore. You just focus on the teams, on the stage breakdown, and the basic information that you need for the event. So all the links are gonna be down in the description. Definitely check them out. If you enjoyed the video, if this was any helpful, please consider subscribing. It definitely helps me a lot when you do that, and especially leave a like so this video is more suggested to other people and stuff. Leave a comment also to just say, hey Para, you're a dickhead, but I love you, so thank you. But yeah, that would be very appreciated, like for real. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'll have to drink like, I don't know, half a liter of water because I'm freaking dying. I don't know how Totsuki manages to make 4 in a day. He's a fucking cyborg, I tell you. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Check you tomorrow on stream, most probably. And then for the event, I'll see how it goes, hopefully. Best of luck to everyone. Ciao, ciao.